Hey, what's up, everybody? So the price is bleeding. I mean, today is Sunday, and look at what we have: 11%, almost 12%, 9%, almost 11%. So these are some serious down move prices. Obviously, it's an illiquid Sunday. You're probably going to have a futures gap on Bitcoin that needs to be filled. Let's check it out here. Yeah, so the futures chart is at 86, 430, and currently we're right at the price 82. So 86 is up here, somewhere up here. So chances are Monday, Tuesday, we should come back up and fill that gap. So I think we're going to get a relief rally. But yeah, it's not. I mean, you can see there's really two options: a bull and a bear. The bearish option is that these are a 1 2 1 and a 2, and maybe we get another 1 and then another 2 to come up and fill that gap, and then just lights out. And that would create a triangle: 1 2 3, a fourth wave triangle. That's where triangles usually appear, in a fourth wave. And then you get 5. And that would be an A, B, and then you have 1 2. All of that's 3, 4, and then you get 5. So that's really, it's technically not too bearish. I mean, that's an ABC, right? But when you get 5 waves, you just put more. It's just going to take a lot longer. It's going to put more stress on the altcoins. But once we get down here, 1 2 3 4 5, and then we start moving our way back up, I think you're going to get a really strong reaction from the altcoins, because they've been beat up viciously. So, and then XRP, well, look at this real quick with Bitcoin. You could see with Bitcoin, if you notice, we have 3 waves up, and now we have 3 waves down. So this is a 3-wave move to the downside, right? So this is the bullish idea, right? Remember, there's 2 ideas. I just said the bearish idea, which this is a 4th wave, then we get a 5th wave, and then we make a retrace. Because I'm still expecting a retrace. No matter how bearish we are, you still get a retrace. Look back over here. Look how bearish we were. We basically had, this started out as an A, B, C, but it was just too big at that point. So when you got 1 2 3 4, and then you got 5, right? You had 5 waves down, and then you had a 1 2, and then you went up 3 4 and 5, and then you took the top, and then you crashed, and it was over. So, but this was your retrace. That was your retracement right there. So, but luckily, like, you could see how this 3, there was a 5-wave move, but this is the 3rd. Here, look how long and massive it is. Now, if we look at this one, it's not actually too bad. It's in the realm of reason. If we get a 5th wave, it's not going to be too far down here. And then not only that, but look at this. We also have the backtest levels down here, right? So if things get really nasty, I mean, it's not uncommon to see price coiling up for a long time, many, many months. And then we break out, and then we have an A, B, and a C, and then we come down and we backtest here. We backtest the breakout level. And in that sequence, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 waves down. We have a 3-wave pullback. We're back testing, right? Building a base, getting strong, then start coming back to the upside in a retrace. And then from there, we either make it or break it. But here is not the make it or break it, right? If we want to know if we're getting into a bear market, it's not going to just go into a bear market, right? Chances are you're just going to come here and then you're going to bounce way back to 100, maybe between 90 and 100K, maybe even higher up here. And then that will decide either we go up or we go down into reaccumulation, then go up, or we get a C wave, a massive 3-wave pullback, then we go up, or this is all starting from here, or we start working our way down. So all of that is the pivot area in the retrace level, right? It's all about the retrace. So if this is a crash, you get a retrace, then you come down into reaccumulation, then you go sideways, then you break out. Or if you don't go sideways, you crash and you get into a bear market. So there's a pivot in here, but we're nowhere near that. So if this is going to be 3 waves, or if you say it is 5, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, extended fifth. It's a diagonal, right? Then you get 3 up, then you get 3 down, and then maybe you come up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and get 5 up, and then you have a 3-wave move that gets way up here, right? And then we come down in 5 like that, and that becomes a 5, 3, 5, and that becomes an ABC. And then we would still do the same thing. We would come up in a retrace, or we would break out, right? So we would have 3 waves down, we would have 3 waves up, and then we would have 3 waves back down, but it would just be too out of proportion, too big, I think. So it's definitely not what we wanted to see. I mean, especially for the altcoins, it's all right. Let's look at XRP. So XRP, I was really, really hoping. Let's see here. But I mean, it is Sunday, man, and you just can't. Sundays are vicious. Let's look at ADA for a minute. So we were down here creating a base. It looked pretty good, right? It looked like we could come up here and maybe make a flat, but bam, we just lights out, right? So, and we're still dumping here. I mean, it's just dumping and dumping and dumping. So there's really no end in sight. I don't see any end at all. So I'm out of all my longs. Until the market chills out. So I cut that when we broke this. I said, nope, that's it. I'm not gonna ride this down. Hell no. But if you're an investor like myself, and if you're a holder, right? If you're buying a spot position, then I don't mind riding this down, right? Because I'm holding a lot of XRP in spot, and it doesn't bother me that we're moving down a little bit. So what's going on here? Well, to me, I see a big 3-wave move coming in here. 1, 2, 3, right? So I have 3 up and I have 3 down. So what comes next? Right? Well, we need this third wave to be finished. Looks like we have 1, 2, and it looks like 3, and then 4, and then now it looks like we're getting 5. And is the 5th almost done? I'm not even sure. Yeah, so that would be 1, 2. This would be 3. This would be 4. And now this would be, all of this would be 5. looks to me you got 1, 2, 3. Probably this is going to be the biggest wave here. Probably going to get a 4 soon and then drop down and get a 5. And that would take you back down to the breakout area way down here. And that's where we're going. We're not we're dumping. So more than likely we're going to come back here. So let's see. But the larger time frames is still bullish. The weekly chart is horrendous. I mean, the weekly candle is horrendous. Look at the weekly candle. I mean, that you look at this. You started off with such a beautiful candle last week. Look at that candle. Look at that. You had an impulse. Okay. You had a 3-wave pullback and you had this beautiful candle. Look at the wick on the bottom. Look at the body. It looked amazing. Right? And then I was, okay, then the next candle you want to come back, maybe retest at 50%, and then you get that. And it just completely engulfs. This is an engulfing candle. It's engulfing like flames the previous candle we just had. So, and we only have 5 hours. So the chances are this candle is going to end like this, and it's going to really just make the chart look disgusting. So, well, if we do break down, and it's confirmed, then still got to make money, right? So we'll flip it short, and write it down. Probably coming back down somewhere in this area. If we do have a legit breakdown, probably in the 45-cent range, where it's got to make its ways. Because what this could be, right, is 3 down, right? And this right here was 3 up. And now we're going to get 5 down, back down to the home base. And that's going to be a 335. That's going to be an ABC. It's going to be a big 3, right? So what that would mean, guys, is 3 waves up and then 3 waves down. 3 waves all the way up, 3 waves all the way down, right? See how they're meeting each other up here? See this wave here meet this wave here meets this wave here, right? And then gravity pulls it back down to that 40-cent area, right? So 3 up, 3 down, and then that's when you can get 5 up and maybe even break out. So, and then not only that, another issue I see here is that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have a 1, 2, and then you have another 1, and now maybe you're getting 2 here. So if this is 1, 2, and this is 1, what if the 2 actually has to come back down here? Like this on the trend line. So it's all about the trend line here, right? There's the trend line, and we're still very far away from that trend line. So if this is a 1, 2, 1, 2 off the trend line, then this, again, that 40, 50-cent area would be probably the low. That's where I would look to buy. But I'm not buying here, right? Not after that. I mean, I would rather wait for the price to get back up here and start breaking out and buy here than buy here. Because buying here, yeah, we can ride it up. But to me, I think it's more risky because to me, it's not really finished yet, right? I don't like this 3-wave move here, right? You got 3 down, you got 3 up, okay? And now we're moving back down very fast. So it's not like this thing is flagging out like what we wanted, what we were expecting. All right, at least I was expecting it to more so flag out, but this is pretty much dump city here. So, but it's not over yet, right? I mean, does this change anything at all for the bullish thesis? No, this doesn't change anything at all. These assets are still extremely bullish, guys. Remember, if you feel bearish, if it's not the best news in the world, right? But here's the thing. We're not here for tomorrow. We're not here for next week. We're here for the years and years and years to come. And if you're not, then you're here for the wrong reasons, right? So think you got to have that Warren Buffett mindset, you know. Basically, the famous quote is the stock market or the crypto market is a device. It's a device that transfers wealth from the impatient to the patient, right? So you got to be extremely patient. And the best way to be patient is to look at the big picture. And when I look at the big picture, right, I see a platform. I see a 5-wave move off the low, right? I see a massive wave 1. We come down in a wave 2, right? We're creating a base in here, right? Let me actually put this right there. I mean, we got a lot of support here too. So let's see if we can hold support. I will buy ADA again. I'm not sure why it's doing that on me. So you got a nice base here, right? And I'm using ADA as an example. So if you don't care about ADA, it applies for everything, basically. Yeah. So look, you have point A and you have point B down here, right? So you have point A, point B, and now you're in the, look where you are. You're in the middle at point C, and that is the hardest part. This is the hardest part of the chart right here. It's the triangle. It's the triangulation of how charts work. So if you get a run up, what comes next? You get a crash. Okay, then what comes next? Do you just keep crashing? I mean, you could, but statistically, no. What comes next? You get a retrace. So this is your crash, and now you're trying to work through the crash, the crash, the crash, the crash, the crash. You're trying to work through it, work through it, work through it. And that's the most challenging spot, right? But eventually, once you work your way up, sometimes you have to come all the way back down because you got beat up so much in the retrace levels because people take their profit, people de-risk, people just, they don't trust it. And neither do I a lot of times. It's, because you get up here and it's like, well, this is the spot where it's set up to dump, to set up to a massive dump. Or from this spot, we could go into reaccumulation and then go up. Or from this spot, we could flag out and go up, right? So there's really 3 things that could happen, right? So you can get a big ABC and go up, or you can just continue going down, right? So this is where the pivot is, right here, right in the retrace levels. That's the pivot for everything. So, and if you look, that's exactly where we're at. We're right in this spot here, right? Because here's the crash right here. Crash, 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 crash. And you're working your way up, got to come back down. Working your way up, got to come back down, right? So it's a process to get going. It doesn't mean you're just going to crash and die. It's just, I highly, highly doubt that ADA will crash like that. I just highly doubt that. If it does, then hey, shame on me, right? For not believing that it could. But I really highly doubt that because you had some very bearish moments in here in 22. You had the FTX collapse. I mean, you had Joe Biden in here. I mean, the market wasn't sure if it was coming or going. It didn't know anything, right? I mean, it was pretty much all hope is lost, right? With the SEC going after everybody. You had exchanges collapsing. You're in the middle of a bear market, and we held in here, right? So for us to break that line, something very, very serious needs to happen. The only way we can do this is if we have a stock market crash. It's all about the stock market at the end of the day. So if Trump tariffs are going to really take effect and control, and you're going to have a big sell off, like Trump said, you're going to have some short term pain in the beginning. And if I was president, I would want the market to come down as soon as I take office. That way I have all the time in the world, because I only have 4 years, right? Think about it psychologically. I only have 4 years as president. So I need to fix the economy. I need to fix the budget. I need to fix this and fix that, right? So I need the market to come down so then I can start pushing it back up, right? Later on. Once things are fixed, like it could be the Great Reset or whatever. Or not the Great Reset, but something, as far as a transition goes. All right, XRP. So in my opinion, XRP is still very bullish. I mean, it's if Bitcoin starts to come down and the rest of the market's coming down, it's going to put so much pressure on XRP. I mean, if you look at like Filecoin, I mean, or Matic, it's been going down for a long time. It's been going down. It's just continuing to go down, right? Ethereum's been going down pretty aggressively, but look now, you have a nice three-way move here. So I'm getting bullish. I think we're getting close. I think we're getting close to a bottom. Same thing with Theta. Look, you got 3 up, you still got 3 down, right? And you're in the middle of the 5th wave. And we'll jump to Theta in a minute, but I'm going to show you something on Theta in a minute. But first, XRP. So we're back testing. Actually, let me get rid of all this. We're back testing the top of the retrace level right at $2. And this is normal. This is typical. It takes a long time sometimes. But yeah. So we're back testing in here. And here's what I'll say. We have to hold this. If we don't, then the way I look at it is that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we're done. And this is coming down for an A, and then we come up for a B, and then we come down for a C. And then we sort of meander till we get to like October, November, and then we start going up at the end of the year. So this is what we have in store for us, for the next 6 months, basically just going like that. So that's the bearish idea, right? There's one more bearish idea, which means we would have to come down basically to like $1.30 or between $1.30 and $1.10, somewhere down in this gap. You could see the gap, right? So, but what would the count be? Because the way I see it right now, I mean, you got a nice 3-way move here. So I don't think we're going to go down now. The crash is not here yet, okay? I don't think we're going to crash. The other charts have been crashing, like Theta, and I mean, these charts have, this is a crash. This is a crash. You can see that. That's a crash. What XRP is doing is not a crash. It's ranging. It's not crashing. It feels like it's crashing because it comes down, it comes back up, it comes back down. It's working the range. So you have one this is actually bullish for XRP. So you have one asset ranging and you have one asset crashing. Okay, so if one asset is crashing, it's not going to crash forever. It's eventually going to stop and it's going to retrace. Okay, so once that happens, what do you think happens with this one? It's probably going to push beyond the range, right? So, um, yeah, if we count the wick, I'm just going to count the wick. We have 3 down, right? And then we have, you could say 3 up, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. So it's kind of a weird thing, right? So you have 5, and then you have this move here, which is 3, and then you have 3 down. So if we come up in 3, that would be a 3-way move here. And then you would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that just doesn't make sense to me. So the only rational explanation is that this is still a flat, and this right here is just ranging, right? So there we go. So you have basically the top of the range is $2, or 280. The bottom of the range is more like $2. So it's like a $1.80 range, right? So if we start breaking below this, then I'm gonna think that maybe this was 5. 1, 2. If this starts coming down like 3, 4, and then 5, okay, then at that point, what do we have? Well, to me, now we have a completed ABC, right? Because this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Or you can even say 3. Doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 3. And this is 3 waves up. So there's your A. You have 3 waves up. There's your B. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. There's your C. And then you have an ABC. And that's your 3-wave move, right? So then you would have 3 down, you would have 3 up, and then you have 3 back down. But the 3 back down is more complex and it's bigger, right? Then you make your base and then you go up. So it's tough. It's definitely challenging. If it was easy, everybody would nail it, right? And the thing is, when you're trending, that's when it's a lot easier, because we can just ride the waves, we can count it. But when you're ranging, it's also kind of challenging, right? But it's really not in too much, right? You get to the top, come back to the bottom, go back to the top, come back to the bottom, right? And then make a double bottom, right? Come back, take the top, come back to the bottom, come back to the top, come back to the bottom, come back to the top, come back to the bottom. I mean, that's all we're doing. It's not rocket science. But it is challenging, though. It is challenging. So, and in the process, you're kind of making this kind of head and shoulders in here, right? You're making this head and shoulders, which is not really good, but it is what it is. So, there's a lot. Here's the thing: there's just too many ideas on the table, right? There's too many ideas on the table. So there's not enough for us to narrow it down. So what do we need to narrow it down? We need this to break, or we need this to break, right? If we break down, then I'm thinking A, B, C. If we break up, then I'm thinking this is a flat, it's finished. This is a 1, ABC 2. This is a 1, ABC 2. Remember yesterday we were just talking about that, right? But the reason I'm kind of hesitant now is because of the rest of the market's kind of really going beyond where it should be going if it's going to stay bullish. But maybe it's just giving people max pain and pushing it way below where it should. I mean, that's crypto, right? It's not surprising. Crypto goes way lower than people think and way higher than people think. So, but yeah, we have, and I don't really like calling this 3 up anymore because it's so small compared to what we see here. So Now, if I take the wick off, we can see the wicks off. We could see, you know, what if this is a 1 and an ABC? Well, we don't really have 5 waves though, but it still looks good for a 1-2, right? So we have A, and then we have B, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for C. So we have a 5-wave move, right? And either this is going to be a 3-wave pullback and then a continuation down, right? So that's, you know, I don't think we're going to crash now. I think if we are going to crash, I think this would come back up here first and then crash. The reason why is because if this is 5, you need a 3-wave pullback, right? So if I flip it upside down, it might make a little bit more sense. So, okay, so here's your 5-wave move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But now we need a 3-wave pullback. A, B, and now we need C. Come back down to $3. And there's your 1, there's your 2. And now we can go down and die, right? So I say that sarcastically, by the way, but you know what I mean. So there's just no... So here, okay. So let's put all of that aside for a minute. Here's what we do know. Let's put all that aside. The most important thing about this chart is that I am incredibly bullish long term. There's nothing that can change my bullishness for XRP. The reason why is because it completed everything. I mean, look at, you see all these years down here, 2018, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a lot of years. Okay? Those years have completed a structure that I know very, very well. And what this is a reaccumulation of a rise, crash, retrace. You come down into reaccumulation, you go sideways, you come up, now you're battling in here. It could take a while, right? We could battle a lot. We can come all the way down to $2, right? Is that $2? Or even lower than that, 140, 150, right? We can come down to 150 before breaking up. But the big thing is once you can see the correction, right? Okay, here's what I'll say. Once this correction is finished, we're going up. There's no question in my mind because it's just so, I mean, it's screaming bullish, right? You could see the very beautiful W waves. XRP's been down in the dumps for a long time. It's basically, I'll tell you where XRP is on the Bitcoin chart. So do you know where XRP is on the Bitcoin chart? It's right there. Okay. So you could see how much correcting was in here, right? But that's where we are, right? So here's your rise, here's your crash, here's your retrace. You come down for reaccumulation, you go sideways, and then you break out. And with Bitcoin, it was easy, it was clear, cut, and dry. But this, right now, it's been long, exhausting, and yeah, it's taken its time. So you could see right in here there was a correction. See, the problem is that this happened so much faster than XRP, right? So let's look at that real quick. This is kind of what we're doing, or this is kind of where we're at in here. And you could see what we did, right? We had a B, and then a C, or a WXY. boom, boom, boom. We had a running flat. And it was so easy. I remember that. It was so easy. I mean, I remember talking about that. I don't know if it was, no, it wasn't on the YouTube, but I remember talking about that with somebody or thinking about it. And I'm just like, man, this is just easy. Like, now it's and now it's challenging. But yeah, and it's really a Bitcoin show. So that's why I'm not really too worried about XRP. Now, for the rest of the market, it's definitely some problems there. But for XRP, I don't see any issues except for maybe we have to come lower, right? Maybe we have to come down a little bit lower. But we're basically at all-time highs. So you can see down here, right? So it's just all about working through these levels at the end of the day. And with that, I think that's it for XRP. I've basically given what I think here. And just to recap, this is either a flat, and this is a 1, this is a 2, and this is a 1, and this is a ABC2, and that's super, super bullish, and we're going to go up, right? That's been my main idea right there, that this is a flat, and this is a 1, this is a 2, and this is a 1, and this is another 2, right? But the problem is I don't like this. I like that, but I didn't like this. I don't like the way it looks. The other idea is taking the wicks off is that this is an A, this is a B, and instead of the flat ending here, it ended here. A, B, C, it ended here, right? And this is a 1, and this is a 2. But I don't think so. I mean, we're dumping here. Well, I don't have the wicks on, but yeah, here's a 1, here's a 2, or 3 up, 3 down, and then we should come back to the upside. Basically A, B, C, and then continue. I'm not sure what's going on there. Or the other idea, same idea, but you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then you have that's an A, and then you come up in a B. Now here's the thing, there's a pivot here. The B can either come up here and be a B, or that wave itself, this wave right here was a B, 3-wave B. And now this is 1, 2. Now we're going down for 3. We're going to get 4 and then 5. So we have 5, 3, 5. That is an A, B, C. So, and then we go up, right? That's one idea. Or, yeah, so that would mean that the 5th wave ended here. And this is an A, this is a B, and a C. So, or we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And this is a 3-wave pullback right here. So we have 3. So basically, we have 3 up, and then we have 3 down, and then we went up in 3. So boom, boom, boom. That's a 3-wave move right there, right? So we have 3 down. Okay, I like this idea here. So we have 3 down, and then we have 3 up, right? So what comes next? Well, is this 3 down? It looks a little small. So maybe it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we do that, if we come down here and we get 5 and we get down to like $1.50, $1.60, I think I'll be okay with that, because that would be a 5.35 or a 3.35, depending if you think this is 5 or 3. It doesn't really matter though, because it's the first wave. What matters is the 3rd wave. That's what matters. So I'll just call it 3. So we have 3 down, we have 3 up, and what if we get 5 down? And that's your A, B, C. Get down here and then go up. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. If we break down, that's my main idea. So if we break down, meaning if we break below $2. Remember yesterday I said we really want to stay above 215, 220, or no, was it, yeah, 230. Like I really wanted to see us hold above 230 or 220. So we came down to 212. But look at here. All right, so if we zoom in, now let's study the small time frames. We already know what the large time frames are. But if we look at the small time frames, I mean, you can very clearly see that. So I'm just not sure when this wave is finished. Once that wave is finished, it's going to be a good buying opportunity for a bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I don't like it. It's just not proportional. To me, it looks more like 1, 2. All of this is 3. And we haven't even gotten 4 yet. So I think maybe we get 4 and then we get 5. And then hopefully we do that without breaking this low. If we break this low, that's where it all goes south. I mean for a little while, right? We don't want to break that low. If we stay above that low, we're good. So this is going to be the main area I'm looking at is holding this low, right? Because then if we break it, obviously it can't be a 1-2, and I don't even think it is a 1-2 because it's only 3 waves. So depending how you look at it or what count you're looking at, because you do have 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That could be a 1. That could be a 2. This could be a 1. This could be a 2. And that could be a 1. But you see how this came down? It broke this 2 here. So it's actually a 1, 2. And you could say that's 1 and 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2. That would be the only way it would work. And then A, B, C. So I wish I had better news. But again, like I said, it's going to take time, and sometimes the best way for time to pass is for prices going down, and it rips the Band-Aid off, right? You want to rip that Band-Aid off. But when I look at it from like a 12-hour chart perspective, and I just look at it like this, to me, what I see is an impulse and a 3-wave pullback. I mean, come on, you know what I mean? I mean, it looks nice, but it's not as simple as that, you know what I mean? But that's what we got here. See how we're so we want to hold this level. And if we start making our way back up, I mean, that's what we want. So, but here's the thing. Let's say worst case scenario, because you always got to have worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, we break the low. Does that mean I panic and I sell all my XRP? Hell no. I will never sell my spot position, no matter. It would have to take a lot, right? We would have to take this out for me to even think about it. But then by that point, it's not even worth it, right? Because you've already down. So, I'm going to ride this to 0. If I have to, but I really highly doubt it's going to 0. Here's the reason why I'm so bullish on XRP. Number 1, obviously President Trump, they met together, they had dinner, number 2, Ripple's the biggest company in the United States as far as fintech goes and distributed ledger technology. Ripple is the number 1 company. Number 3, XRP has stood the test of time. Basically it's been going on for a long time, since back in 2013 it came out, and it's still rocking and rolling, the best ledger on the planet right now, as far as transaction speed, volume. It's got everything. I'm not even going to count because I'm going to lose count, but another reason is because XRP has the most bullish chart, right? We have a rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation. This is the setup you want for the big explosion. This is the setup you want for the big explosion. Now you could see back over here, can't really see it on this time frame, right? We're gonna get through this. This is just a little pit stop. See, you gotta be, if you're all sad and depressed, oh, my portfolio is down, oh, it sucks, oh, you're not gonna have a good time. The way you have a good time is you have to think, is this gonna be like this forever? What does the future hold? If you can close your eyes and envision a future where crypto is the standard, then this short term things that we see here shouldn't have any effect on you, right? They shouldn't have any effect on you. So if you look here, that we dropped, oh my God, we dropped 63%. If you count this wick here, I'll just say 60% to, just to round it out. So we crashed 60%. And where did we crash 60%? That was that. Look at this. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. This was wave 4, guys. We crashed 60%. But where is wave 4? Wave 4 is right here. So here's your peak, your retrace, and your breakout. So those are the 3 circles I want you to pay attention to. And we dropped 60%. We had a 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a wave 4, and it's the 3rd circle. Okay, now look at this. If you zoom out, look at this. It's literally exactly the same. 1, 2, this is your 3rd circle, and look at this. We have 1, 2, 3. Guess what? This is number 4, just like back over here. That was number 4. And what comes next? You get the big 5. Let's get the big 5. So that's what I think. That's what I believe. That's what I have to assume that's going to happen. Now, does that mean we have to drop lower? Maybe we have to drop a little bit lower to get that big 5. Whatever the case is, whatever the case, right? I don't think it's too much lower. And I don't even know if we break this range down. I mean, it still looks pretty solid to me, because especially when I take those wicks off, look at this. It looks kind of like we're flagging out in here. Does it not? It looks like we're flagging out. We're flagging out. We're flagging out. Maybe we have to flag out a little bit more. Maybe we have to kind of come down here and flag out before we break it. Right? Whatever. That doesn't change the long-term perspective. The long-term perspective is up. If you believe for 1 second, like, oh, it's all over, we're never going to see above $3 ever again. No, you're totally wrong, mistaken. Okay. We will, without a doubt in my mind, break out of this range. It is super clear to me, right? And not only that, we have the XRP ETF coming this year, guys. We have regulations coming this year. We have Ripple IPO at the end of the year, right? We have all of these things baking in the oven right now. And you're going to leave before you get to taste it? I mean, we got some delicious, it's like you smell the brownies, you smell the cookies, you smell the cake, right? It's in the oven, and you're going to leave? We got to taste it first, right? We got to taste it first, right? But it's got to cool off. You can't just cut into it. It's going to fall apart. So you got to let it cool off. You got to blow. You got to let it, maybe don't blow on it. Just let it cool off, right? Just let it chill, 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 and then we can go. And I will stick by that. Okay. And the only way this does not work out, the only way, is if we have some major economic stock market situation like COVID, or some big destruction in the stock market. If Bitcoin has a free fall and the stock market has a free fall, well, guess what? XRP is in a prime position. Maybe this is the deep state forces, right? Because a lot of people don't want XRP to succeed. And right now, if I'm a market maker and I don't want XRP to succeed, I need to cause damage to the structure of the chart. This is a big structure here, and I need to damage the structure. So what I would do is I would crash the stock market and Bitcoin, resulting in the price to come back to the breakout level, right? That would be the ultimate bearish scenario right there. Is coming back down to 80 cents, 75 cents, back to the breakdown level. If we have to come back down here, then that means somebody's doing something to really destroy the price of XRP. But I really don't think so. And even if we did, I'm still going to be bullish, right? Because this to me would be 3 up, right? So you have 3 down, you would get 3 up, and then what you would get here is 3 back down. So 3 down, 3 up, 3 back down, and then you go for 5. And then you have 1, 2, and then you come up in 5. So that would be a big boom, 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 big 3. But yeah, there's nothing here to say that we're crashing. XRP, look at XRP is back at 217. We were just at 209 just a second ago. Wow, look at that. Look at that. We got a big little pop here. Maybe this is it here. Look at that. 15-minute chart. Got a nice little pop here. Let's see what happens. Maybe this is our 4th wave. It's probably maybe our 4th wave. If it gets big enough, maybe not. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get 5. I don't think we're going to have a big crash. Here's the reason why. The reason why I don't think we're going to have a big crash is because look at Theta. Theta already crashed. So this is crashing, right? So if XRP is up here and then XRP starts to crash, then this is going to mega crash. And I just don't see that. I just don't. Maybe I'm wrong, but I see 5 waves, guys. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, okay, let's look at Theta. This video is going to be long, but you know what? We got to do it. This is our baby right here. Our money is our baby, right? And that's got to be one of the most important things in our life. Unfortunately, it's sad, but it is. Because money is freedom, right? And freedom is freedom. It's fun, We can do things we need to do when we want to do it and not be a slave, right? So I don't like this anymore. I liked it as an ending diag, but I don't like it anymore. Okay, so here's what I have. 1, 2, okay. And then we have 1, 2. This is 3. This is 4. And now we're getting 5. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 1, 2. All of that's 3. Remember, we have 5 waves and 3. Then we get 4. Then we get 5. That is the ultimate bearish scenario right there. And then we go up, right? Because what we have is an A, B, and a C. And we have 1, 2. All of this is 3, 4, and 5. That's it right there, right? Previously, we were thinking this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I'm not so sure about that. The reason why is because look at the degree in the second and look at the degree in the fourth. Look how small it is. Right? So this tells me this potentially is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what we could have here, it could be finished. What we could have is 3 down, 3 up, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. This is a A, B, C. Right? So I'm actually bullish on Theta right now. I mean, we are literally, guys, we're literally if it's going to bounce anywhere, it's going to bounce here. Okay. Because look, we're right on support. You know, we are, this is not going to last forever. People, this is a psychological situation where, you come up here, you're bullish, right? You get three-way pullback, we're bullish. We get three up, we're still bullish. And then once we had this crash right here, that's where everything changed. Then we back tested it. And it was like, okay, maybe we're going to back test, build a base, then go. Nope. We came down again, right? So this, to me, right, where we are here, support, support, support. I mean, this is the spot. I mean, this is the area where we need to level off, right? So I want to see, I don't think we're just going to go like that, right? I think we're going to kind of, if this is the low, we're going to make a bottom. Here's the thing. Today is Sunday. It is the most bloodiest day of the week. So I think Monday, we're going to start, maybe Monday we might finish the move to the downside. But I think this week, we're going to get some big bounces to the upside, guys. I'm going to say it again. This week, we're going to get some big bounces to the upside, okay? Because everybody is way too bearish right now. So let's look at this wave here. This is the wave that we want to finish, right? Because previously, what did we have? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But then look, we came up and we rolled over again. So to me, this could be, yeah, so 3. Okay, all right, here we go. So we have 3, and then we have 3, and then we have 3, and then we have 3. Yeah, it's good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. I think we're here. This is the spot. Right here. So, this is where we got to hold. Now, and here's the thing, right? We still have 3 up, we still have 3 down, right? This is a 1-year 3-way move. You can't tell me this is bearish, right? Now, if it's bearish if we get 3. So we have 5, right? Okay, so if we get 3, then I'm bearish. Like, I would be more bearish up here than I would be down here. Why? Because anytime you have a move down, let's say we're going to go to 0. Let's say theta is going to crash and it's going to go to 0. Well, it's not going to just go to 0, right? What it's going to do is you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What you need in order to continue down, because momentum, right? It's becoming exhausted to the downside. So you need to reset the momentum. How do you do that? You need to pull back in 3 waves like this. And maybe get back up to $2. Maybe even go way up here in the retrace levels before going back down. This is the spot where you would die and crash, right? Now you could say conversely over here, the same thing. You have a crash, you have a 3-wave retrace, right? And now we're crashing, right? And that's true. But I think in order to continue it with some velocity, when we break this, because if we break this, so here's your range, the bottom of the range, here's the top of the range, right? So if you want to break the bottom of the range, that's fine. But look where we started. We started way up here. So we're going down, 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 down. And by the time you get here, you're tired, you're exhausted. So you need to pull back and then keep going down. So that's what I would look for. Now, if we don't get 3, right? If this comes up in 3, great. We're going down. If it starts to do this, right? Then we can build a platform to base off, right? Maybe we get 3 up, maybe we get 3 down, and then we start getting 5 up, right? Or 5 up, then a flag, and then go, something like that. That's a perfect base right there. 3 up, 3 down, 5 up, 3-way pullback, go. Perfect base. What's even better, though, would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. and then go, right? That's a 1 2 1 2. So it's all about getting this wave finished, right? Because if you look here, we have boom, 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 boom. Or actually, no, we have, okay, yeah, we have boom, 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 boom. And then we come down here, go up, come here, we flag up. Same thing here, right? Then we have the big move down, then we roll over, hit the low, we roll over, hit the low, right? And then what do? We come up, and then we slam the low, and then we slam the low, and then we're finished. So that is literally the same thing as what happened over here, right? So there you go. But look here. Here's your flag, right? You break down, you have a little hump, and then you flush the low, Look what happens after you flush the low. You pop back to the equal high. So this could come all the way back up here. Maybe within the next 2 weeks, we can get back up to here, right? And then instead of having to flush the low, maybe we can then flag out in here and then go up, right? So don't give up on Theta yet, I mean, yeah, it really sucks that we're so far down in the dumps. But, with great sucking comes great reward, great opportunity, right? So the opportunity is there. It's just like, if I don't really have a lot of money hanging around at the moment, but I'm getting some together, and I want to get some spot position, right? Because lately I haven't been buying any spot. I've just been trading, right? But the only way I buy spot positions is if we're like somewhere here. Remember, this is where I started the channel, right here. This was the first Theta video back when Theta was right there, 64 cents. And basically what I said was I'm bullish for a retrace. And look what we got. We got a 3-wave retrace. So we got 3 waves up. Now, I wanted it to go a little bit higher, but you don't always get what you want. And then we came all the way back down. We back tested the range. I said, that's fine. But then we came back up and we made a retrace. So the where it went wrong is the retrace. When we got to the retrace, we got rejected. So instead of coming down into reaccumulation and breaking out, we had another big move down. But now that big move down is about finished. It should be almost done, which means we should start our bullish wave back to the upside, because I want to see a retrace, guys. We need some type of retracement here. So that's what I'm looking for. All right, man, we're already at an hour. But this is look, this is important. This is your portfolio. I don't always get it right. I don't always get it wrong. These are ideas. This is not financial advice. But if you don't talk it through, if you don't have open discussions, and it's hard to process things, right? Because you want things to make sense. Markets don't make sense, right? If you're trying to understand, well, why is the market down? Why is the market? Markets are irrational, right? It has nothing to do with anything. So, all right, let's look at Monero. See, Monero, I'm just losing my... Okay, so remember what we talked about. This, I think this is a triangle. This is an A. And this is where we start putting the puzzle pieces together, which is what? Confluence, right? Is there any confluence in the rest of the market to suggest that the bottom is, or to suggest that maybe there's another wave down? I think Monero needs one more wave down. So this is an A or a W. This is an X or a B. And then we're going to get a C. So A, B, C. Because this is a triangle. And triangles usually appear in X, B, or 4. An X wave, a B wave, or a fourth wave. So this is a B wave. So I think that's what we have here. And then what we would have is 3 down. We would get 3 up. And then you get another 3 down. And then you get another 3 up. And then you get another 3 down. So it's 3 up, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down. And then hopefully we can get going here, right? Soon. That's kind of what I'm thinking for Monero right now. I don't think Monero is going to go up. I think Monero is going to come down because of the way it's shaped. It looks like it needs to break down. Now, if it does break up, then I would have to think that this is a 1, this is a 2, this is a 1, this is a 2, and then we would go up for. I just don't see that though. But maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. Like, look at Jupiter. Jupiter's just falling off a cliff. I mean, it's completely, look at the, look at the 3-wave move now. So you got 3 down. Look at this. You got 3 up, and now you got 3 back down. I mean, it's perfect. You got a big 1. You got 3, 3, 3. Right? I mean, this, you can't get any. So you show this to somebody. I'm not buying that. I don't want to buy that. I'm not going to buy that. That looks terrible. That looks like, and maybe it is. Maybe we go to 0. But look, I'm considering buying some. But if I think the market still has further down to go, I'm not going to buy it yet. A lot of things have to be in line, right? So everything has to give me sort of a sense that we're very close. And Theta gives me a sense that we're getting close. So I like the 3-wave move down. Now, do we have 5 in this move? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe. Yeah, it could be there. Now I'm going to look at some other charts too. It's going to be a longer video. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I would assume, because it started off looking like a nice falling wedge. And then you break down, right? So you're bottlenecking, you break down, right? Chances are you're going to come back up. So I'm expecting a move up soon. All right, let's look at hbar. I'm really curious about hbar. Oh, man. This looks great. This looks great. Look at, we got 3 waves up. We got 3 waves down. And look at the 3-wave down. It looks perfect. And look where it's at. It's back testing this base in here. It looks really, 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 really good. Now, when we look at XRP, it looks worse because XRP did not hold this area here. hbar is here, right? hbar is holding. And hbar wasn't even announced on the strategic reserve. So hbar is holding this. hbar still looks really, really good. Right? Now we got to be a little bit concerned because this could be a 3-wave move here. Right? So we could have, this could be 1, this could be 2, and now this is 1, 2, we're going to go 3, 4, and 5 and just die. I mean, that's a real idea. That's a real concern there because of this. The reason why is because of this 3-wave move. This 3-wave move screwed it up. But if you look at it like a 1, 2, and this is another 1, 2, then maybe. But we don't see. I really wanted this to be 1. Come on, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. But now it's too big to be a 5. I mean, we could still maybe get it, but I don't know. But one thing is for sure with hbar, right? One thing is for sure. We have a big impulse and we have a 3-wave pullback and we're flagging out. We're flagging out. So if this is going to break down like that, then it completely changes. But we're still in the flag. And as long as we're in the flag, I got to respect the flag, right? And this line right here, as long as we stay above this line, right here, I'm bullish. For the long term. Now, it doesn't mean for the short term. The short term, there's still some problems. And why are we having problems? Again, because we're in the retrace. Here's point A. Here's point B. Look where we're at. Point C. This is the most difficult part of the chart, guys. It's not like, sometimes you get it right, sometimes you get it wrong. It's when you're in the retracement levels, that is the most challenging part of the chart, right? When you're down here, it's all gravy. It's fine, right? There's no stress because you're already down in the dumps, When you're up here, it's exciting. But when you're in the middle, it's terrifying because you can go down, you can go up. I mean, you're really in the middle of nowhere, right? So, but yeah, I still really like the chart. The reason why is because I like the, look at this. You got a 1, 2. You got another 1. You got another 2. Right? And then you got a big wave up, and now you're flagging out here. So if this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, and this is 3, and this is 4, we should go up and get 5, right? But sometimes you don't get 5, right? The rest of the market has to be participating in order for us to get 5. ADA. ADA is literally the same in a lot of ways. Yeah, you got this 3-wave move here. So, yeah, and we haven't broke below here. So, if the ADA hasn't even back tested this yet. So, it looks pretty damn good here right now. Right here. So, unfortunately, I had to cut a lot of my positions, and a lot of my positions were good positions because I got in at good prices. So, now I'm like sitting on the sidelines, just kind of like waiting to get in. I had to deleverage a lot of my positions because I just wasn't feeling it, like it's not that I don't believe that we're going to go up. It's that I have to preserve my capital, because, you got to have assurance. Now, the big problem I have with ADA is right here. We have a 3-wave move. Okay. So that's the issue. This is why. So here's, I'm going to give you all the ideas. Ready? Here we go. So first idea, we have an impulse. We have a 3-way pullback. This is a 1. This is a 2. This is another 1. This is an ABC2. This is my main idea, by the way. That's been my main idea. So we have a 1, 2, 1, 2. We're going to consolidate in here. Because remember, here's point A, here's point B. Look at, we're in the retrace of the retrace of the retrace, right? So we're in the middle of the retrace of this wave here, which is also in the retrace. So, yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we go up and get our 5th wave, and that's what I believe. That's what I think. So, but this has to be a 1. This has to be a 2. This has to be a 1. This has to be a 2. Now, if we break this low, I'm going to say no. That's not the count. If we break this low, then I'm going to say that this is 3 down, this is 3 up, and now we're getting 5 or 3 down. Maybe 3 down, maybe 5 down. I don't know. So 3, 3, 5. And then we go up. So those are the 2 ideas. Basically, with ADA, there's only 2, maybe 3 ideas, right? But yeah, so we don't know if this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, or if this is a 3-wave move. I mean, no matter what, it is a 3-wave move. But that's why when we did this 1 and did this 2, that's why we really needed to break out before. So we had a 1, a 2. I think there was, I look, I'm a trader, I'm an analyst, I analyze the charts, so I don't like making excuses. I hate when chart guys, they make a mistake and they go, oh, it's manipulation. Basically they're blaming their mistakes of their interpreting the market on manipulation. And that's true. Maybe it is manipulation. But here's the thing. I just find it funny that you had a beautiful 3-wave structure, right? Maybe someone on the inside, maybe because I know Trump popped the 2017 bubble. When Bitcoin was 20,000, it was a threat to the dollar. I don't know if they're still trying to do that, but it's just kind of funny to me. I'm not saying it's manipulation. Even though the market is highly manipulated, we shouldn't have that as an excuse, right? But we had a 3-wave pullback, beautiful, perfect. Then we had a 1, and then you had a nice 2, and then it looks like you're going for the big 3rd wave, and then as soon as you get here, you just get smacked down, right? So I think this faked out a lot of people here. And, You would think so because you ran right into resistance, right? So you kind of got a shoulder, you got a head. Maybe you come up and you get another shoulder here, right? So yeah, we had that 1, 2. It looked like it was going to go for it. So, or if we would get up here, we would flag out a little bit and then go for it. But instead of flagging, we had a big kind of crashy, dumpy price action. So that's it for ADA. Now, if you look at the rest of the market, though, like look at Filecoin. Filecoin has been down in the dumps severely. But look at Filecoin recently. It hasn't really... I thought for sure it would have broken down pretty aggressively based off what we saw with XRP here. So look at the big move in XRP compared to Filecoin. That's a small move there. So that's a good sign that we're getting exhausted. I don't think this is finished though. I think we still have a little bit more drizzling down. Yeah, all right, let's look at Matic and we'll look at Ethereum. So Matic is really close too, because I have 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's all about putting the puzzle pieces together. Where is XRP? Where is Theta? Where is Bitcoin? Where is Ethereum? Where is Matic? Where is ADA? Where is hbar? And based off where they are, we have all of these charts, so there's no excuses, right? We have all of these charts to show us where the price is. Some of the charts look more like they could turn around a lot easier than others, right? So it's trying to put those puzzle pieces together. And sometimes that takes a long time. But I like Matic right here. And we got some major bullish divergence here with Matic. And if you look at this wave, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it doesn't seem real. It doesn't like what I'm saying doesn't seem real because we're in the middle of it. We're literally at the edge of a cliff, right? And it feels like we're in the middle of this crash. So when I draw these lines and I say we're going to go, it doesn't feel like that would happen, right? Until it does. Remember, crypto can turn on a dime. I'll give you an example. Look at this over here. You see how it looked like we were doing 5, right? But it was more like a 1, 2, 1, 2. We had a big 3, right? And then we just instantly came back up. We met back up, then we dumped, right? So notice we have not had one turnaround this whole wave. I mean, when you have these waves, you can see here's a bounce here, there's a bounce there, and there's a bounce here, right? Where's the bounce? This has just been dead, down, 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 down. So eventually you're going to get a bounce. That's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm looking for. And I think we could get that bounce maybe even this week. We'll see. So Ethereum is looking interesting. Alt season hasn't even started yet. Oh, alt season is over. No, alt season hasn't started yet. The crypto market has not expanded yet. Only Bitcoin has expanded. Nothing else has, right? The altcoins have not yet went into expansion. Certainly not XRP, not Ethereum. Basically, we have not went into price discovery yet, which is a good thing, which means it's still on the horizon. It's still coming. So we'll have to wait. But here we have Ethereum, and I think Ethereum looks decent. The reason why is because we have 3, and then we have 5. So we're in the middle of the 5th. So once this 5th wave is done, then we should go up at least for 3, right? So here's what I'll say. How long did this 3-wave move last? From March 2024 all the way to March 2025. That is so interesting. The reason why I say that is because this is a 1-year 3-wave pullback. Okay, this is a 1-year 3-wave pullback. XLM had a 1-year three-way pullback. XRP did, and many other charts as well had a three. As Theta does as well, has a big three-way pullback. But remember when XRP did, right? Look what it did after that, right here. So this was from July to July. We had a 3-wave pullback. So we had 3 waves up, we had 3 waves down, and that took literally 1 year, right? And then we had an impulse, and then we flagged out, and then we went. So this is what we need to look for. This is what we need to look for when it comes to Matic, when it comes to Ethereum, when it comes to basically everything. We need to see an impulse and then a flag, right? So if you're conservative, you don't have to buy the bottom or try to, buy on the way down. Wait for it to pump, wait for it to flag, then buy, right? So go back to what were we just looking at? Ethereum. Oh, yeah, and it took 1 year, right? And what happened after the 1 year 3-way pullback, right? Well, this took 1 year. After that, we exploded. Look at that. We exploded. Okay, but where did it come from? It came from a 1 year 3-wave pullback. I mean, usually a 3-way pullback is bullish, but a 3-way pullback that takes a freaking year? I mean, that's insanely bullish. Once the result comes in, right? It doesn't necessarily mean it's bullish right now, but it's setting up to be that. What happened to my Ethereum chart? Am I missing it? Am I not? There it is. Okay, so let me go back to the daily. All right, so if this is 1 year, this is a 1 year 3-wave pullback. What does that mean? That means that we should have okay, so if this is, see, I don't really like boom, boom, boom. This is 3 here, right? So you have 5, 3, or actually no, boom, boom, and then boom, right? So that's 3 up. It's a weird 3. So we have 3 up, right? We get 3 down, then we should get 5 up, okay? I think Ethereum is going to break out. So what I think is going on here is either this is a rise, crash, retrace. Look where we are again. Remember the retrace. Here's point A. Here's point B. Look, we're in point C. This is why point C, the triangulation of the markets, that's why it's so dangerous. Because when you're at the edge here, are you going to break out? Are you going to break down? Right? If you break down, you have 2 options. Or actually, you have 1, 2, you have 3 options. Option number 1, rise, crash, retrace. You break down, you go into reaccumulation, you go sideways, then you go. Number 2, you have an A, B, C, then you go. Or number 3, you die. Right? Or, obviously that's not going to happen. Or, another idea here is reaccumulation. That's basically it here. So, or if it's not going to break down, then you 3-way pullback, then go. Now you could say that's accumulation, this is accumulation. So typically when you have a rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways, you don't have a lot of accumulation. But Ethereum has a lot of accumulation. You have all of this box, you have all of this box, right? So to me, it looks like what Bitcoin looked like back in the day. See, notice Bitcoin back over here did not need to go into reaccumulation because look, you had a base, you had another base, you had another base, you had another base, and then it finally went up. So you had accumulation along the way up the retrace levels. That's what allowed it to do that. But a lot of times when you have a rise crash and you shoot up very fast, then you get rejected here. But if you go sideways along the way up, go sideways, move up, go sideways, move up, go sideways, move up, then along the way, then that's when it's really, really good, right? You don't need that. So I'll go back to Ethereum now, or whoops, no. I want to see that side by side here. So if we look at, there we go. Let's see if we can get it fit here. I don't think anyone's compared this yet. Okay, so you have your dump, you have your little move here, here. Yeah, see, it's not, it looks more, Bitcoin looked way more bullish. This looks bearish compared to this, because you could see how they're building these nice bases in here, whereas Ethereum looks more like it's flagging up, and now it's flagging down. So, but yeah, you see where I was getting at. Like, if we can accumulate and then we can accumulate again, move up, maybe accumulate one more time, stair step your way up. So, all right, I think that's it. Chain link real quick. Yeah, I knew something was wrong because when I was looking at chain link, it just didn't look right to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got 5, but I'm wondering if, yeah, so we have 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then 5. And maybe this is a 1, this is a 2. And we're about to go up for a 3, 4, and 5 and get back up here. I mean, it's possible. I mean, yeah, I think it looks pretty good actually. Right? Because you have a 3, or you have 5, 3, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you technically have it right there. And then, yeah, so that would be your 5. And then this could be your wave 1. This could be your wave 2, right? Or maybe, let's look a little bit closer. Yeah, it just came down so much. If you look at ADA upside down, it actually looks super bearish, right? So you have like this big impulse and a 3-way pullback. It's creeping. This thing's going to go down, guys. So if I flip the chart upside down, that's what it looks like. So I think this is actually bullish. You have this nice 3-wave shape here. You're getting back to this buy zone in here. I think you're going to get a bounce back into the retrace levels, right? So remember, you got point A, you're coming down, eventually you're going to get point B, right? And then you're going to move up into point C, and you're going to have that triangle. It's always 3 points. You're either at the top, the bottom, or the middle. So, you know, charts go like this. They go up, then they come back down, then they go into the retrace. So we're right in here. So eventually we should start going back up, and it looks like we're going up now. Maybe this is the bottom, right? Maybe I missed an incredible buying opportunity. Right here we were live. How long ago was that? About an hour and a half. So as soon as I started the video, that's when the bottom was in. That's crazy. So yeah, and look at that. We got a 5-wave move off the low here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if we can get like an ABC and flag out a little bit, and then maybe go back up. But yeah, as far as link, let me just wrap up link real quick. Yeah, is this 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we still need 5 down? Maybe. Or this is a 1 and a big 2, right? And the 5th wave ended here, and this is a 1, 2, and we're gonna start moving up. I mean, we're at the crossroads here. I mean, this is right at support. So are we gonna bounce, or are we gonna break? Typically, you get a bounce first. I mean, I just don't like this though. I just don't like the way it looks a lot. I mean, it's just, yeah, I mean, you got a three-way pullback. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But this needs to, maybe we're building a range. Boom, 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 boom. And then, you know, there was one more thing. Okay, Bitcoin dominance. See, Bitcoin dominance looks bullish. It looks like a three-way move here. So it looks like we're flagging out for another move up, which is a good thing because it tells us Bitcoin isn't finished yet. And if it's not finished yet, then that gives us the reason why we haven't seen an alt season yet, is because we need Bitcoin to finish and then go up and get up here and then consolidate. Then you get your alt season up here, right? So, okay, let's look at Litecoin, because Litecoin, I kept saying, is a very, very bullish structure, and I still stand by that. I mean, yeah, you got 3 down, you got 3 up, you got 3 back down, and then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. And then you, but see, here's where it all fell apart, is instead of getting a nice flag, you basically dropped pretty aggressively to the downside. So is this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? And that's A, B, and all of that C. I mean, it just doesn't really make a lot of sense because it's just so big. But I don't really see how we go. Let me flip it upside down. So this could be, yeah, see, we only have 3 waves. We got 3 waves up, we got 3 waves down, and then we got 3 waves back up. And, or maybe this is part of a bigger 3 here. Yeah, because the original idea here is, I mean, it's still very bullish, right? The original idea is that this is a 3-way pullback, and this is a wave 1, this is a wave 2, and we're about to go up into a wave 3, 4, and 5. Because you could see what it's doing, right? We had 5 up, and we had 3 down. And this is a 1-year 3-way pullback, right? And we're right here back testing in here, right? So here's your base. It's almost like a Wyckoff, and you're basically just flagging out in here before you break up. So either that, or we have to come back down and revisit the bottom of this bigger range, right? Which I don't think so. I mean, it just doesn't really make too much sense, but at the end of the day, this is not a Litecoin show. It's basically the whole market, right? So the only other idea I would say is that this whole thing is a B wave. So let's look at that, explore that for a minute. So this whole thing is 3, 3, and then 5. Oh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is here. All right, so here we go. So we have 3 waves down. Okay. And then we also have 3 up, 3 down, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. So we have 3, 3, 5. So that right there is a 3-wave move. Okay, now it's okay. Now we got it here. So we have 3, and then this is 3 here. Boom, boom, boom. Right there. There's your 3. Okay. And now we're coming down in 5. So we have 1, 2. This is 3. This is 4. Let's come down and get 5. and then we go up. And that's a W, or no, A. This is a 3-wave B, and then we come down for a C. So, man, that's crazy. And here's the thing. B waves can always be complex, right? So you can get a move up, A, B, C. Very easy, right? A, B, C. Or you get a move up, and then you come down, come back up, come back down, then come back up again, and then come down. And this whole thing is a B wave, right? So instead of it just one wave, you get 3 waves in B and then down. So maybe this is one of those 3 waves in B and then you come down. That's what I think Litecoin is doing. I'm pretty sure that's sort of what we're doing there. So, all right, guys, that'll do it for this video. Remember, it's not financial advice, and I appreciate everybody for tuning in. It's not what we really want to see right now, but at the end of the day, we're still holding. I mean, despite all the carnage that we've seen, XRP is still holding the line, which is good. We're still holding up here. So, and we're still flagging out. We're still at technical levels. The structure is still okay, right? Let's check on the monthly chart. The monthly chart probably looks horrendous. So you could see how we have this big wick here. I don't think the candle's going to end like that. I think you still have 22 days left in the month. I think we're going to come back and pump. We're going to pump back up to at least 40%. We're going to get a 40% pump this month, I think. I think we could see $3 and revisit those highs first before you take it down. Right? Because what happens is you take it down, people get bearish, right? People get really bearish, and then a lot of the people, they close their shorts, and then they wait for a bounce, and then they reopen it, and then it comes down. But I don't think that's going to happen. So, yeah. Let's just focus on this 3-wave move here, right? So, our homework for today, we got 3 up, we got 3 down. Let's just hold the line. That's all we got to do is hold the line. If we can hold in here till Monday, build a base, then next week we have a 3-wave pullback that is opening up the week, right? So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? We can start moving our way back up because of this 3-wave down. So anytime you have 3 waves down, you should get 3 waves back up, unless this is an impulse. If this is an impulse, then it should be 1, 2. We should be in the middle of the impulse, 4 and 5, like that. So it's going to be like this or like that. And that's the pivot. So, let's see how it plays out. But anyway, I will catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.